It is Thursday. It's 1 o'clock, and I'm looking at the website. It just gets better every week. Ask Brien, B-R-I-E, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening online at hometownstation.com, you will love this website. I mean, there's videos there. There's e-books. I'm looking at the site. I'm telling you, Brien, you've done one heck of a job, man. From where you started, I used to like punk you out. I used to say it was a terrible site. I mean, I have to be authentic and honest. Some people say I'm too honest. You know what? This is a great looking site. A great looking site. Ask Brien, B-R-I-E-N. The co-founder is right sitting next to me, Brien Johnson. And the other lady, I miss her. She hasn't been in for a while, Lindsay McCoy. Hope you're doing well, girl. And I think what she's doing is taking her money and putting it into banks. I don't think she has time to get on the radio. I think she's doing so well in real estate. She's just carting those gold bars. Anyway, we miss you, Lindsay. Come on back, girl, sometime. So
I did want to indicate that it was a team effort to get these videos here. So it wasn't just myself or Lindsay or ourselves. We have a team of people that work with us, and they participated. So it was a team effort.
You got people. I like that. So in the studio with us, I'm excited to have you meet her, because if you have somebody in high school, college, somebody that's young, that's trying to get into business, start a business, this may be the best hour of your life. Her name is Kirsten Quinn. She is 28 years old, and she doesn't want to work for anybody. She graduated from a prestigious college, I won't tell you which one, with a major in English. And what do you do with a major in English? Maybe you become an English teacher. She didn't want to be an English teacher. She wants to get into technology. She wants to be able to help people do a better job of what? Building content, Kirsten?
Yeah, creating content that would help further a business's marketing goals.
And that, I'm telling you, girl, that's what we need. I mean, we all need that. So you can ask away. Sitting next to you on your right is one of the most successful attorneys in Southern California. You want to talk about what a merchant account and
No,
why?
we'll talk about that later.
Later, yeah, we're talking
I believe
about.
that Kirsten had some questions she wanted to ask.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead. This is your opportunity.
Well, thank you.
You're queen for a day. You are queen for a day.
At least
1
for
hour.
a half hour,
Well,
right?
for an hour. Correct. Well, maybe is she queen for a day? Why not?
I'll take it.
She's queen for a day.
So I've been an employee and working in local media as a professional writer, and now I'm looking to start my own business in content marketing, and I don't even really know where to start.
Well, you could be my co-host on my radio show. You have a nice voice.
Thank you.
Next Tuesday at 1, show up at the station at 1. You can be on the radio with me.
I'm always here.
Okay.
Well, that's fine. I mean, the question is a very broad question, but specifically, you need to find out, to start a business, you need to first know who is your target market. Okay, so you need to find out who your target market is, and if you have any customers, that's great. But if you don't have any customers, how are you going to get your first customer? Because you can set up a great business, have everything set up, but if you don't have any clients or any customers, you don't really have a business. You just have a hobby. Okay, so that'd be the first thing I would say is first try to figure out, do a little planning, and determine what you think is your target customer. And after you create who your target customer is, try to make a list. Go through your own contact list. So if you've worked at other places that may be on your target list, that would be a good start. You can look through those. That's the first group I would look at. Friends, family is always there, but friends and family always want a discount or a better rate, or if a problem happens, you have to worry about what's going to happen to my friendship. So you have to be careful about that. I would create the target list first, and then go back, go through your contact list and see if there's anybody there. That's your first group. Once you get through your first group, then see if there's anyone from that first group that people may know that may need your stuff. But you need to at least get your first client or your first customer. Then from there, then you have to decide a couple of things. So one thing you need to know is if you're going to start a business, okay, if you operate under your own name, that's fine. But if you want to operate under Kirsten Quinn, Content Marketing Newhall, then to do that, you would have to get what's called a DBA, or fictitious business name. And you would obtain that through the county of Los Angeles, being in whatever county you're located. If you're in a different county, obviously that would determine where you have to get your business name. In order to get a fictitious business name, that's a name other than your own name, it is published in a newspaper for a few weeks after it's recorded in the county recorder to see if the name is available and if anyone has any contradictions in that name. You also would want to look into clearance issues. When I refer to clearance issues, I refer to this, you couldn't get the name McDonald's, right? Now you know that. But there may be other companies out there that you never heard of. And so you want to see if there's a trademark, if somebody has a registered trademark for that name. Also, you want to check out with your state if there's a company name out there with the same name, because that could all create problems. Having said that, that's one approach. With a fictitious business name, you are personally liable, and so your company name would be Kirsten Quinn, doing business as Content Marketing Palmdale, for instance, okay? And that's a DBA. You are personally liable. So if you enter into a contract or an agreement or something happens along the road or somebody slips and falls when they come to your house on a business part of it, you are liable, okay? Which is why many people would form a corporation or a limited liability company. Now, a corporation and a limited liability company are similar. Prior till 1979, there was nothing called an LLC anywhere in the United States. Wyoming created the first LLC statute. California did not have an LLC statute until 1995.
Are you getting in the weeds here a little bit? Are you getting too much in the weeds? And
she wants to know this information.
Well, you don't have to get in the weeds here. You can put people to sleep here. Let's talk about. She wants to open up a business. Don't. The first thing you need is a domain name.
No,
she's going to be online.
No,
aren't you going to be online?
I absolutely disagree. I absolutely disagree.
Well,
with
we can disagree. I'm in marketing and sales, and you're the legal beagle,
right?
And we come from two different. We come from two different positions.
Okay,
I come from making money.
Who is going to own the domain name? Who owns the domain name? Is it Ron Tuning? Is it Ron Tuning Content Business Marketing Palmdale, or is it Content Palmdale LLC or Content Palmdale Incorporated?
No, until it's all good advice. It's all good advice.
Until you have a name, you can't create that. You're jumping ahead.
It's all good advice. It's all good advice. All I'm saying is that when you start getting into Montana and cases, I don't think that's going to help.
That's fine. So I'll speed it up a little bit.
Everything you said before was perfect.
Okay.
You want to target, let's review. You want her to target a customer. I agree, right?
But she needs to get the name done pretty quickly because that's her brand. That's the name that she's going to be using, and she has to make a decision if she wants to become incorporated, form an LLC, or operate as a DBA, and she needs to do that pretty quickly.
What's the difference?
So the difference between the DBA, LLC, and corporation is the DBA, you are personally liable. You're not personally liable for an LLC or a corporation. The difference between a corporation and an LLC is a corporation is going to require more formalities, but also so it's a little bit more complicated. However, if you wanted to go bigger, usually people are more interested in investing typically in a corporation, and LLCs have a gross receipts tax that you would have to pay, which you don't have to pay if you're a corporation.
So you would recommend a corporation?
Most likely, but every fact pattern is different.
Okay.
That's Brien Johnson. The website is called Ask Brien, Brien. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful site. His site is full of videos, ebook. It gets better every week. I've never seen a site just get better every week. The show's called Ask
every
Brien.
Day.
Every week it's getting better, not every day. It gets better every week. The show's called Ask Brien. It's Thursday at 1 o'clock. And I'm not going to agree with him on everything. That's not what I'm not going to patronize him. If I have an opinion, you're going to hear it. Right, Aaron? Aaron's our producer, and he's a great kid.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
I thought the first step to creating a business is getting a cool business name. It's like a rock band.
That's right.
Like a rock band.
You need a cool name, a cool domain name. Do you have a domain name yet, Kirsten?
I don't have a domain name because I'm still playing around with the business name. You guys want to hear what I got?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to hear. I want to hear everything.
So right now I'm Kirsten Quinn, but on September 30th I will be Kirsten Smith because I'm getting married to her.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. How about some applause?
There we go.
How about some electronic applause? Okay.
I don't think we have any, but we
we have electronic applause.
Where's your bell?
Where's your bell?
Here's a bell. I got you.
Yeah.
I always have to slip that in
How
there.
cool. Are you going to do a honeymoon?
I think so. But so when I become Kirsten Smith, my business name will make a lot more sense. I'm thinking Wordsmith Creative Content.
Well, too long. I mean,
long?
you can have that name, but
Go by Wordsmith?
something short and sweet. That's what people remember. Like, I can't tell you, we're starting something here at KHTS. I'll tell you about it in a couple of weeks, but it's short and sweet, something you can remember. I can't remember. What was I forgot already. What's
Wordsmith Creative Content.
I forgot already.
So my problem is I wanted to go by Wordsmith. Or
How about smithing your words?
That's much better, Coach.
Yeah, smithing. Well, look, youngster. Look, you little baby. Remember?
Why don't you go blacksmith?
Are you old enough? All right. You're listening to Ask Brien, Brien. Great website. We're going to ask Brien Johnson here in a minute why he started this incredible site. He's a very successful lawyer in Los Angeles, and he decided one day that he really wanted to give back. He wanted to help people. He didn't want to charge everybody $500 or $700, whatever he charges. He really wants to help people like Kirsten. So congratulations, Brien. Nice job.
I appreciate that, but you know my caveat, right?
What is it?
I didn't start it. We started it.
Oh, you and Lindsay. Oh, you and Lindsay. I thought your caveat was poor service. Never mind. So back to Kirsten Quinn. I like the name. I like your name. You couldn't convince whoever your husband is to go with the Quinn.
I tried.
And there's a million Smiths out there.
There are.
Yeah.
But,
why don't you go Quinn Smith?
I've had a few people suggest that.
Really?
Actually.
Hyphen.
Yeah, Quinn Smith.
Yeah, why not?
That works. Quinn Smith. Okay, I'm going to get in trouble here.
Or Quinn Wordsmith.
There you go.
There you go, Brien. Okay, back to you want to start a business. So I would agree with our young producer here. I would clearly work on a domain name because I agree with the professor. You've got to have a legal entity, but
And don't forget trademark.
But here's what these attorneys want you to do. They want you to spend a bunch of money with them, okay? I say test your theories first. You're not going to get sued. Okay, you're not in a business where you're going to get sued immediately, or you may never get sued, okay?
Let's
but
hope.
I agree. You need to have a legal entity. At some point, if you start making money, as Brien Johnson will say, the government, the taxing authorities, and I do love the IRS. So do you, don't you, Brien?
Oh, I do. And by the way, let's not forget here, okay? She's getting married, okay? And the point is, she may not have a lot of assets when she starts out. She may not have a company that she has to worry about what you talked about. But maybe her husband has money, and maybe under community property laws, he doesn't want to become liable. So you can't just look at one issue.
Very well said. Okay, it's KHTS award-winning radio. You can listen at hometownstation.com, hometownstation.com. Great site, probably the #1 site in all of Santa Clarita. We get over 100,000 unique visitors. It really is a great website. You don't need the newspaper. I'm telling you, just go to hometownstation.com. All the news is there of the day. And you can, of course, we have the best radio app. Just go to the App Store and download KHTS Radio. Okay, so more questions, Kirsten.
Well, first I want to point out a couple of things to our listeners. Under our video experts section now, we have company name, how to name your business. And in that section, what's in the business name, follow this guide to choose a memorable name that best represents your brand. So we have that video that you could look at, and I would suggest you review that.
That looks great.
I also would suggest you review another video, domain name. How important is it to have keywords in a domain name? That's typically referring to SEO, search engine optimization. And then we have the other point I want to point out to you here is we have a section on entity formation and let's see what that is, choice of entity. And so that was some of the items we were discussing, and you can actually go through that video on choice of entity. And so I would suggest and we have business formation, which is actually a video that I created. Looks very similar, doesn't it?
Aaron, why aren't we playing background music to Peter's voice? We need background music. Well, I don't know. Find some background music here. So you're going
not
through.
Exciting enough.
You're going through the website. We're not on television. People can't see what you're doing.
But Miss Quinn Ken, the future Mrs. Smith.
In the future. So
Perfect. There you go. Finally. we have background music.
And it's apropos because if you go through these classes, you'll graduate.
And how do I get access to these classes?
So if you go they're free on the Ask Brien site. That's askbrien.com. We also have an Ask Brien app for Android and the iPhone. But if you register, you get a lot more benefits. So I would suggest you register, and you can ask and answer any question. Once you may have specific questions, so you may watch a video, get some information, and say, "Well, I understand part of it, but I still have more information that I need." And before I do this, and instead of, you may not even need to go to a lawyer. You may not need to call a coach or a mentor. You may be able to do it all on your own. And from what I've heard about you, you're trying to do everything on your own. So this is a great place to start.
So that would be my advice. Don't do everything on your own. Find a mentor.
But not a partner,
music?
right?
Where's the background music? No, she doesn't need a partner. I'm against partners. Partners rarely work. That's
what's
why.
A mentor?
That's why he has. Do you see his driver out front? Do you see his driver sitting out front in the Bentley? In the Bentley, and that's because
it will never be a Bentley. It'll be a Lamborghini or a Ferrari.
Ooh, nice taste.
Good choice.
But Kirsten, listen to me. Partnerships don't work out. What's the divorce rate? I know you and whoever Mr. Smith is.
She's getting married and you're already bringing up divorce.
I'm just saying, in California, the divorce rate is 60%. You know what it is in businesses? 90%.
It's not 90%.
Wow.
Where are you getting your stats from?
Google. Go Google it.
Well, do you know what the first name of Google was? I bet you don't know. And it's on our website if you check it out.
What is it?
The original name of Google was backrub.com.
Seriously?
That's correct.
Say it again.
Backrub.com.
Get out of here.
It's on our video.
Backrub.com.
That's correct.
That's the kind of mistake I want to avoid.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm saying.
So your content marketing firm will not be backrub.com.
Nope.
Probably taken anyway. By a massage therapist.
Test your theories right now before you spend a lot of money.
I do agree with Coach on that.
Thank you.
I agree. Test, and guess what? When you're done with that, test again.
So how do I test?
Well, you can do it several different ways. You can ask some friends to be objective, to be really cold-hearted and objective, okay? And say, don't patronize me. And you want to in your business, like Brien does, you want to create a culture in which people want to do business with you. Now, Brien's culture is he's smart, right? So he's very, very smart. Doesn't take long to sit with him. So think about it. Client sitting with him. Client has a problem, and he's making solutions and giving them some ideas on how to solve their problem, right? Well, in your business, you're young. He's old enough to be your father. But
how do you know?
Just looking at you, Brien.
I'm not as old as you are.
I know. Just looking at you is a guess. Don't you think, Aaron, when you look at Brien, as he's old enough?
Come on, Coach. He's not that old.
Oh, my God.
He's not that old.
Anyway, the point is, if you can solve other people's problems, you'll become as rich as you want to become. Does that make sense? Not necessarily rich in money, but rich in value of your own life.
Who solves your problems?
I do. I write books about that. I just wrote a book called The Thinking Room.
So you're self-medicated?
Pretty much. But I'm self-taught, okay? And I've had mentors along the way. I need more background music, okay? I like our show today, but I need some background music. So can you create a culture? How would you create a culture where people go, God, I've got to do business?
She's supposed to be here to ask us questions.
I'm asking her questions. Well, that's how that's how you learn. Wouldn't it be easier if you went to school and your English teacher was asking you questions about how you're going to learn, and rather than dictating?
I think that would help.
Well, tell Brien that. Okay? Learning is a two-way road. It's not just you telling her what to do. It's that she has to be inquisitive enough to ask really good questions to pull it out of you. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I don't think we're telling her what to do. We're giving
You're telling her what to do. You're telling her to go to some case in Montana. What, Aaron, 2 minutes? Are you having fun, Aaron?
I'm having a good time.
Is this
he always has
interesting?
fun. Out of any show, is this the most fun show that you have?
No.
Yes, and I tell all the hosts that.
Exactly. He knows how to feed the ego very well.
So congratulations on your marriage.
That's a very good line, by the way. Learn to feed the ego.
Are you taking a honeymoon anywhere?
Wow, that's personal.
That's not personal.
We're not sure
This is
where
a business
yet.
show.
Oh, back to business. Go ahead, ask him a question. He's in a good mood today. I like when he's in a good mood. It makes me happy.
It's a coffee.
He's all charged up.
It's
from
a coffee.
He is.
I have
lit up
Starbucks
there.
coffee.
He's lit
That's
up
not
like-
an endorsement, guys.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So how do I get a domain name once I have my business name figured out and I have registered
And it's been
it?
trademark clearance, yes. So to get a domain name, you can go to any registrar. Okay, a registrar is a company like ICANN has a registration platform through Whois where I'm putting Coach to sleep, but essentially you can go to GoDaddy. You can
We
go
don't
to-
recommend any site, do we,
No.
Mr. Attorney?
No, not at all. We have no idea how the quality of any site.
I use GoDaddy.com,
Okay.
so you know.
So you probably want to switch. So I would use Bluehost, GoDaddy. It depends.
GoDaddy's been very good to me because they have great customer service.
Well, first of all, do you understand what web hosting is?
Yes.
Okay. So web hosting is basically putting your website on a server. Okay. Domain is basically where people, when they type in a name, where it will go, and you can obtain a domain name from any one of the. There are domain registrars out there, register.com. There's a whole host of companies.
when we
do
go
that.
to break right now, which we have to go, show her, go to GoDaddy.com, and let's see if there's a name available for her, okay? Like
Well, before that-
blacksmithing your words or something
Well-
like that. Or wordsmith or something. All right, we're going to come right back. We're having fun today.
See if Tunic Smith is available.
Yeah, there you go. No, not my last name. I'm married, happily married. The show's called
I don't
Ask.
get there. Because Smith is her husband. not
Oh,
you.
that's right. Ask Brien, Brien, is a great website. Thousands of people. I'm telling you, you've done a great job with it. I hate to patronize you. I hate to tell you anything nice, but you've really done a good job with this website.
Well, I
it's
appreciate
fun.
it,
It's
but-
a fun website.
But it's only going to get better.
Yeah. And Lindsay is your partner. I want to say that. Lindsay McCoy is your partner. Come right back with our very special guest for the day, young and smart Kirsten Quinn. We'll be right back.